Welcome students for today's biochemistry lecture. In the lipid unit, some of the important questions which previously asked in university exam, we are going to discuss today. First question is synthesis of fatty acid. The process of fatty acid synthesis is called as de novo synthesis. So de novo synthesis, the name you don't forget, question may come in the question paper, either synthesis of fatty acid or it can be written as de novo synthesis. De novo synthesis process involves in three stages. The first stage, transfer of acetyl-CoA from mitochondria to cytosol. During second stage, the conversion of acetyl-CoA into malonyl-CoA occurs. The third one, the synthesis of palmitic acid occurs in the third stage. So this is the basic thing you want to know regarding de novo synthesis. Let's see one by one. In the stage 1, acetyl-CoA is transferred from mitochondria into cytosol. That is transfer of acetyl-CoA from mitochondria to cytosol. Acetyl-CoA condenses with oxaloacetic acid and is converted into citrate. So this step you know in citric acid cycle what it occurs. The same way, acetyl-CoA condenses with oxaloacetic acid to form citrate. This citrate enters the cytosol because acetyl-CoA directly it cannot cross the mitochondrial membrane. So, to cross the mitochondrial membrane, it want to joins with oxaloacetic acid and it will be converted into citrate. In the citrate form, this acetyl-CoA will transfer from mitochondria to cytosol. So after entering the cytosol, it is again converted by the enzyme ATP citrate lyase. This citrate will be destroyed by the enzyme called ATP citrate lyase to form acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate to form acetyl-CoA and oxaloacetate. So that is the condensed form again splits because of the enzyme citrate lyase in the cytosol. Now the next one, the second step conversion of acetyl-CoA to malonyl-CoA. The acetyl-CoA carboxylase is a enzyme which contains biotin. It converts the acetyl-CoA into malonyl-CoA. The acetyl-CoA carboxylase enzyme which have biotin converts the acetyl-CoA into malonyl-CoA. That is second step. The third step, synthesis of palmitic acid. The major fatty acid which is produced in our body is palmitic acid. So in eukaryotes, palmitic acid synthesis is catalyzed by the enzyme complex called fatty acid synthetase. So this enzyme, fatty acid synthesis, helps in the production of palmitic acid. This is about de novo synthesis. So the four steps, the three steps, keep in mind and you write in the exam. Now we move on to the next question. How the triglycerols are metabolized? That is metabolism of triacylglycerols. Triacylglycerols are the fatty acids which are stored in the liver and adipose tissue. Lipogenesis is the process of biosynthesis of triacylglycerol. This fatty acid triacylglycerol is produced by the process called lipogenesis, that is production of fatty acids. It occurs in the liver and adipose tissue with the synthesis of alpha glycerol phosphate. It activates the free fatty acids. It occurs in liver and adipose tissue with the synthesis of alpha glycerol phosphate and activation of free fatty acid. By the activation of free fatty acid and the synthesis of alpha glycerol phosphate, the process lipogenesis process starts in the liver and adipose tissue. Now, this is the steps you want to keep in mind. The triglycerol synthesis, the phosphatidic acid is first converted into 1,2-diacyl glycerol with the help of the enzyme phosphatidic acid phosphatase. This 1,2-diacyl glycerol will be converted into triacyl glycerol with the help of the enzyme acyl transferase. So this is the basic thing you want to keep in mind when you study this synthesis of triacyl glycerol. So this is phosphatidic acid synthesis. Dihydroxyacetone phosphate will be converted into glycerol 3-phosphate with the help of the enzyme glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. This glycerol 3-phosphate will be further converted into monoacyl 3 monoacyl glycerol 3-phosphate with the enzyme acyl transferase. This monoacyl 3-phosphate will be converted into we get the phosphatidic acid. We get the final substance phosphatidic acid. Now, in the synthesis of triacyl glycerol, the first step, what we have seen, the first step is the synthesis of alpha acyl glycerol phosphate. So now we are going to see how alpha acyl glycerol phosphate is produced. There are two pathways for the synthesis of glycerol phosphate. Levo-alpha glycerol 3-phosphate is synthesized by the reduction of dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is obtained as an intermediate of the glycolytic pathway. So in the glycolysis, which we have seen first, the intermediate product in the glycolysis reaction is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. So from the dihydroxyacetone phosphate, we are getting levo-alpha glycerol 3-phosphate. This reaction is catalyzed by glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. So the first step, the synthesis of glycerol phosphate is done by the enzyme glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. So by this way, the levo-alpha glycerol 3-phosphate is produced from dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The step 1, further the alternate method for producing the glycerol phosphate. Alternatively, that is alternative method. In some of the tissues such as liver, lactating mammary glands, kidney and intestinal mucosa, glycerol can be converted to levo-alpha glycerol 3-phosphate by the enzyme glycerol kinase. So the enzyme glycerol kinase helps in conversion of glycerol into levo-alpha glycerol 3-phosphate. This is done in the tissues like liver, lactating mammary glands, kidney and intestinal mucosa. Now, next step is activation of fatty acid. In the activation of fatty acids, the fatty acids are converted to fatty acyl glycerol fatty acyl CoA. Fatty acids are converted into fatty acyl CoA. Otherwise, it is called acyl CoA. So these fatty acids are converted into fatty acyl CoA derivatives by the family of enzyme called fatty acyl CoA synthetase, also called as thiokinase. So this is how the fatty acids are activated. The fatty acids are converted into fatty acyl CoA derivatives by the family of enzyme called fatty acyl CoA synthetases, otherwise thiokinases. Now the next step, how the triglycerol is synthesized. The process of synthesis of triacyl glycerol. Triacyl glycerol is synthesized by the process called re-esterification of levo-alpha glycerol phosphate bonds the levo alpha glycerol phosphate is produced. This undergoes a process called re-esterification. From this process, it produced into triacyl glycerol. A molecule of acyl CoA combines with alpha glycerol phosphate and forms one acyl glycerol phosphate. This reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme glycerol 3 phosphate acetyl transferase. So this glycerol 3 phosphate will be converted into one acyl glycerol phosphate with the help of the enzyme glycerol 3 phosphate acyl transferase. The second step, one acyl glycerol 3 phosphate. One acyl glycerol 3 phosphate is converted into 1,2-diacyl glycerol phosphate, otherwise called phosphatidic acid. One acyl glycerol 3 phosphate is converted to 1,2-diacyl glycerol phosphate, otherwise called phosphatidic acid, by the enzyme 1-acyl glycerol 3 phosphate acetyl transferase. You want to keep the enzyme's name correctly. The enzyme which is responsible for converting 1-acyl glycerol 3 phosphate into 1,2-diacyl glycerol phosphate is by the enzyme 1-acyl glycerol 3 phosphate acyl transferases. Now this substance, which is known as phosphatidic acid, undergoes hydrolysis to form 1,2-diacyl glycerol by the enzyme phosphatidic acid phosphohydrolase. So because it undergoes hydrolysis, so the enzyme name involved in this reaction of converting the phosphatidic acid into 1,2-diacyl glycerol is called phosphatidic acid phosphohydrolase. Now what is happening? Now finally diacyl glycerol is converted to triacyl glycerol by the enzyme diacyl glycerol acyl transferase. So the triacyl glycerol is produced from diacyl glycerol. So this is happening with the help of the enzyme diacyl glycerol acyl transferase. So here this phosphatidic acid is converted into 1,2-diacyl glycerol. This diacyl glycerol will be converted into triacyl glycerol in the next step by the enzyme diacyl glycerol acyl transferase. So this is how the triacyl glycerol is produced from the synthesis of triacyl glycerol is occurring. Now we will see the breakdown. That is, once it is produced, now we want to focus on how it is destroyed. Triacyl glycerol, which is stored in the adipose tissue, are hydrolyzed by the enzyme sensitive. The triacyl glycerol, which is stored in the adipose tissue, are hydrolyzed by hormone sensitive lipase. It is hydrolyzed by the enzyme hormone sensitive lipase, which removes fatty acid from carbon 1 on carbon 3. This process is called lipolysis. Triacyl glycerol, which is stored in the adipose tissue, are hydrolyzed by the hormone sensitive lipase. This hormone sensitive lipase enzyme removes the fatty acid in the first carbon and second carbon in the fatty acid chain, fatty acid chain of triacyl glycerol. So this process is called lipolysis. So metabolism of cholesterol. The next one is metabolism of cholesterol. The process of cholesterol biosynthesis is called de novo synthesis of cholesterol. Important sites for biosynthesis of cholesterol are liver, skin, intestine, adrenal cortex, and reproductive tissues including ovaries, testes, and placenta. Important sites for biosynthesis of cholesterol are liver, skin, intestine, adrenal cortex, and reproductive tissues including ovaries, testes, and placenta. The step 1, two molecules of acetyl-CoA condense to form aceto-acyl-CoA. Now we are seeing the metabolism of cholesterol, which happens in various steps. In the first step, two molecules of acetyl-CoA condense to form aceto-acyl-CoA. This is catalyzed by the enzyme acetoacetyl-CoA thiolase. Acetoacetyl-CoA thiolase enzyme catalyzing the conversion, that is the acetyl CoA converted into acetoacetyl CoA. In the step 2, this acetoacetyl CoA further condenses with a molecule of acetyl CoA and forms beta hydroxy methyl glutaryl CoA, that is short form HMG CoA. Acetoacetyl CoA further condenses with a molecule of acetyl CoA and forms beta hydroxy beta methyl glutaryl CoA. If you cannot tell this substance correctly, you use the short form HMG CoA. Now, the enzyme which is catalyzing for this process of acetoacetyl CoA converted into this HMG CoA is beta hydroxy beta methyl glutaryl CoA synthetase. Otherwise, you can say the short form HMG CoA synthase. HMG CoA synthase. So this is happening in the step 2. Now the step 3. Mevalonic acid is produced from HMG CoA with the help of the enzyme HMG CoA reductase. The substance produced in the third step is mevalonic acid with the help of the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. HMG-CoA is converted into mevalonic acid with the help of the enzyme HMG-CoA reductase. Step 4. Mevalonic acid is converted to isopentenyl pyrophosphate. It is a molecule which contains 5 carbon atom. Mevalonic acid is converted into isopentenyl pyrophosphate. This is step 4. In the step 5, isomerization of isopentenyl pyrophosphate occurs, and as a result, one more isopentenyl pyrophosphate is produced. Because of isomerization, the same substance is produced. So the previously isopentenyl pyrophosphate have 5 carbon molecule, 5 carbon atom. So now we have 2 isopentenyl pyrophosphate. So we have 10 carbon atom in that molecule. Now the step 6, farnesyl pyrophosphate, which contains 15 carbon atom, is produced by the condensation of isopentenyl pyrophosphate. This isopentenyl pyrophosphate undergoes condensation and it produces a substance called farnesyl pyrophosphate, which contains 15 carbon atoms. In the step 7, the two molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate combines and forms squalene. Two molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate combine together and form squalene, which has 30 carbon atoms. Already farnesyl pyrophosphate have 15 carbon atom. Now it undergoes condensation to form 30 molecule carbon atom substance called squalene. So now in the step 8, three methyl groups are removed from the squalene. So from the squalene, three methyl groups are removed and which will have only 27 carbon atom. When three methyl groups are removed, three carbon atoms are reduced. So totally we will have only 27 carbon atom. In so uh, this is how the what is happening. Let us review this. This is how the cholesterol is metabolized. The cholesterol is metabolized. Final product which we are getting is the final product which we get in the metabolism of cholesterol. This is the final product. The final product which we are getting is Three methyl groups are removed from the uh, three methyl groups are removed from the squalene and cholesterol is formed, which has 27 carbon atoms. So this is how the cholesterol is metabolized. Now let us see the regulation of cholesterol synthesis. Basically, there are a lot of factors in the regulation of synthesis of cholesterol. The first one is dietary cholesterol. Then the regulation is done by the mechanism called feedback inhibition, and another method is called removal of cholesterol from the liver. Removal of cholesterol from the liver. Now let us see one by one. Dietary cholesterol. The rate of de novo synthesis of cholesterol is inversely related to the amount of dietary cholesterol intake. When you take more amount of cholesterol, de novo synthesis will be less. So when you take less amount of cholesterol, there will be more amount of de novo synthesis of cholesterol occurs in our body. Second one is feedback inhibition. Cholesterol inhibits its own synthesis by feedback mechanism by inhibiting the activity of HMG-CoA reductase. So when we have excess amount of cholesterol, the cholesterol in our body will not synthesize because it is done by the feedback inhibition mechanism. So the HMG-CoA reductase activity is stopped by itself. That's why the cholesterol level is controlled. The third one is removal of cholesterol from the liver. Liver removes the cholesterol by different way. First one is by esterification, lecithin cholesterol acetyl transferase. This is the enzyme which is found in plasma and it is produced by the liver. It transfers one fatty acid from lecithin to cholesterol. Cholesterol esters are transported from tissues and plasma to the liver. This is this is referred to as reverse transport of cholesterol. So keep in mind about lecithin cholesterol acetyl transferase. It is a plasma enzyme produced by the liver. It transfers one fatty acid from lecithin to cholesterol. This cholesterol esters are transported from the tissues and plasma to the liver. By this way, it is maintaining the cholesterol in our body. This process is called reverse transport of cholesterol. So the excretion of bile is also helps in the cholesterol level regulation. That is free cholesterol and bile acids, bile salts secreted in the bile helps in this process to remove the excess amount of cholesterol and very low density lipoproteins in the liver. So in the liver, cholesterol is incorporated into very low density lipoprotein and it is secreted into the circulation. So this is how the liver helps in regulating the cholesterol level. So now how this cholesterol are utilized? Free cholesterol is released in the bile and cholesterol is used in the biosynthesis of bile acids and salts and in the production of vitamin D and steroid hormones. So this vitamin D steroid hormones are produced from the cholesterols. That's why vitamin D comes under fat soluble vitamins. Cholesterol is used in the biosynthesis of bile acids and bile salts and production of vitamin D and steroid hormones. Basically, all the cholesterols are produced from the basic precursor acetyl CoA. So from this cholesterol, bile salts, bile acids, vitamin D, steroid hormones are produced. So bile salts basically two types. One is glycine and taurine. It is a conjugates of bile acids. Bile salts are the conjugates of bile acids. Example of bile salts are glycine and taurine. Bile salts have detergent properties and are essential for the digestion and absorption of lipids. There are two types of bile acids called primary and secondary bile acids. The primary and secondary bile acids, the primary bile acids are most common synthesized in the liver. and these are cholic acid and chinodeoxycholic acid, chinodeoxycholic acid. So these are the primary bile acids which is produced in the liver. The examples of primary bile acids are cholic acid and chinodeoxycholic acid. Chinodeoxycholic acid. The secondary bile acid example is deoxycholic acid and lithocholic acid. Deoxycholic acid and lithocholic acid. Vitamin D and steroid hormones. Vitamin D, also known as calciferol, it is produced from the skin. Steroid hormones are divided into two groups as sex and progestational hormones and hormones of the adrenal cortex. Steroid hormones are two types. One is sex and progestational hormones, and another one is hormones of the adrenal cortex. So this is about the metabolism of cholesterol and regulation of cholesterol and the substances produced from the cholesterol. So in today's class we have discussed many questions like synthesis of palmitic acid, de novo synthesis, and production of lipogenesis, lipolysis we have seen, triglycerol synthesis. So everything is important in this unit. Almost we have completed the lipid chapter. Some of the other important questions we will discuss in the next lecture. Thanks for watching this video. Take care. Bye bye.